Hey, you. Yeah, you. Alright. You can turn this off now if you're already happy. But, if you're not, and let's face it, sometimes you aren't. Let's dive in. This is another episode where it's just me. It's a mini-sode. So, the thing is, honestly, I can tell you that I always feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not creative enough. I'm not a good person. I'm not a good son. I'm not this. I'm not that. And the thing is, I would just want to say honestly to you, life is tough. That's the secret to happiness. It's tough. And you can turn this off now. Okay. Or you can listen with caution, though. We tend to believe that there's no purpose to something. There's no point in doing it, right? In reality, the best things in life have no purpose sometimes. I mean, like when we were kids, we would just do things. But now we sacrifice our time and our sanity doing what we don't want to do. So at some future point, we will hopefully be free to do what we love. We build an appetite for happiness in things. We seek happiness in the acceptance of others, in material possessions, in social status. I mean, hell, we even search for happiness in some future promised afterlife. The thing is, though, the search for happiness is the single direct line to unhappiness. This is also true in other ways. Or maybe just not caring. Maybe not caring while doing something will create happiness. Think about it. Math class might actually have taught you something, right? A negative plus a negative equals a positive. Or I think it was a negative times a negative equals a positive, right? It's not something that you have to find. That's like trying to find your breath, right? Oh God, I can't find it. It's right there. It's right in front of you. It's the grasping of the mind that causes the unhappiness. If you're not happy, well, maybe it's because your mind doesn't allow you to be happy. And the main factor your mind doesn't let you be happy is because you're stuck in the vicious circle of productivity, trying to prove yourself. You know, the P word, purpose. I'm not trying to give you the sense that productivity is a bad thing, or that doing things that have a purpose is wrong. The main grudge I have with this is the association of your happiness is sometimes based off of what you think of yourself. When we try to aim our happiness solely in getting something, completing a certain number of tasks on a to-do list, becoming a lean, mean sex machine, or achieving a goal, we're fooling ourselves. We're like a swimmer swimming at shore of the island. We keep swimming away, but we never actually get to the island. We never stop to think that it might be the over-obsessive working that may be causing your deep sorrow. Or, as the medical doctors would label it, depression. We're too fixated on trying to find better ways to become the best. As soon as we reach one level of success, what happens? It's not enough. We're hurrying better. We're on that search, and we're trying to move. Sorry, I messed up. Forget where I was at. We never stop to think, though, that it's not failure to win the game that causes our grief, but could it be the challenge that making it actually happened, we never stop to think that it's not the failure to win the game that causes our grief, but maybe could it be the challenge that makes us unhappy? Or specifically, the type of challenge. You might be happy, but you'll never be a baby Groot with a death button happy. I don't know if you've seen that movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, side note. I don't know, sometimes I just get goofy like that. Excuse it, please. Back on the point. We neglect to realize that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to stop participating in the problem. I get it. Harder done than said. Just stop thinking about that problem, right? It's like the panda bear effect. If I tell you, don't think about the panda bear, you're going to definitely think about the panda bear. No matter what I say for the next 35 seconds, you'll probably still be thinking about a panda bear. But really the best way to solve a problem is to just, stop caring so much about it. Sometimes you just gotta put up the middle finger up to the world and start saying, that gibberish word, that curse word that you use to the world. The thing is, the simplest way to be content with yourself is to not achieve greatness and praise, but to accept yourself fully for who you are right now. The best way to being sad about not having a leading part on a TV show is by not caring you don't have a leading spot on a TV show. The smartest way to be happy with the place that you live in right now is to stop caring about living in a mansion with a 6-car garage and an indoor pool and a home with a theater inside of it. The fast lane to happiness is to stop caring about finding happiness and to start being happy. I don't know. Just try it. Okay, now you're probably really confused. And I get it. I'm not trying to confuse you. But I just really believe that if you start caring just start caring a little bit less about those things that you really believe will make you happy right now, that's where you're stuck. But you can liberate yourself with the idea that maybe doing things with ease, with more comfortability, to walk into a room with confidence, it's harder said than done, or rather, harder done than said. But it is possible. It's especially difficult when our society tends to place more value on things, especially on things instead of experiences. We value what we do more than how we feel. And that's how things should be. Go for the experience. Don't buy things. Don't think about things that you need. Like the idea of having a nice physique, even though that's not a thing. Enjoy the process of getting there. And if you don't like the process, pick a new problem to have. Maybe you don't need to be in great shape. Maybe all you need is to feel good, to have a healthy process, and to also experience joy with others while doing it. Okay, I know what you think. This is ridiculous because the way you feel should be more important than anything else. Isn't that the purpose of everything you do, is to feel good? No, it's really not. See, that promotion, that reward, or college degree to give you the feeling of accomplishment, isn't that going to make you happy? But the maddening truth is that the problem with this is that we're basing our happiness on temporary things. That T word, temporary. We're relying our happiness on achievement or attainment. This isn't true happiness, though. It's an addiction. We might get a short burst of endorphins or, bloodstream of this awesome feeling like we're just in a perfect place while we're watching a TV show. Or we're hanging out in a new house or a new car. Or maybe we finally have that new iPhone, right? And then what happens? You guessed it. You guessed it. Well, if you didn't guess it, I'll give you a chance. All right. Guess what? It disappears. That thing, that materialistic thing. See, we're in a golden age of advertising, social medias, and over-consumerism of these mediums. It only hurts our happiness. That's the problem. It's harder to be happy nowadays than ever, and that's why it's such a buzzword. We are constantly bombarded with messages that we need this thing or we need that thing. Incessantly we hear, buy this and it will solve your problems. Once again, you have the choice to choose your problems. You either learn to love these problems, or you give a little care about maintaining your weight, or you just suck it up and let yourself loose every now and then to stay sane. It's your choice. You may feel a sense of achievement for a few moments or maybe a few days, but it could go away in the next day. And the minute you wake up, you know your hard work is going to be in front of you to maintain that body that you want to see in 4 months. Fit inside that wedding dress, or maybe that suit, or fill out that awesome t-shirt that you bought that's a large size, and you just want to have bulging muscles, right? But that's not the point. The point is that it's the process. That's the point, the process. And I've got another P word I want to talk about that I was talking about earlier. Productivity. If only we could finish all the things on our to-do list in one single second, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, boom. Then we would be content, right? But not so much. Think about it. Whenever you cross off a thing on that to-do list, you're content for like a single second. But the thing is, if you just look at it as my day is just going to process throughout the day, it's going to unfold. It's like an onion peel, just layer by layer. You're getting closer to the core. The closer you get to the core, the closer you get to accept yourself. And then you finally made it, and there's nothing left in your inbox. All your projects are complete, and your lifelong goals are achieved. Now you can rest easy, right? But this finish line never seems to come, does it? That's because there will always be something to do. There will always be challenges, because everything in life is constantly changing. If you reached a point in your life where you had no problems, no more struggles, no more worries, you would be 6 feet under, sadly. Well, sadly to think about, but kind of pretty awesome to think about too at the same time, that your problems, your struggles, your worries, those are things that you can start to choose. You can smile at those things and be grateful that you have them. Because honestly, the doing of the goal, the trying to achieve these goals, or striving for more personal growth, it just means that we no longer base our happiness on running towards that temporary thing, rather actually having the things that matter in your life. There are obviously some situations where not caring may not have a serious negative consequence, like not caring about bills. I don't recommend that. Gotta care about bills. or having a good relationship with your friends and your family. I think you should care about that. Or having a solid relationship with your boss or the people that you look up to. Maybe it's not your boss, but I would love if you started looking at your boss as your friend. Or start looking at your heroes as your friends. The people that you want to become. And I'm not saying care about this so much that it takes over your life. We've talked about excessive caring. It's likely to make you miserable. But I'm saying the reason of caring too much can be crippling to your health is you're so focused on the future. Your identity is too attached to outcomes. If something does or doesn't go your way, it will likely have an enduring effect on your mood for the rest of the day. Instead, why not try to experiment and base your happiness on things that really matter? And it's up to you to ask yourself quality questions in order to live a qualitative life. A life that I talk about all the time. Creating a life worth living. And it starts by scratching your own itch. What are you curious about? Other than just having lots of money or nice cars. And that could be your motivation, but I'm telling you what right now. That, in fact, we don't even need to find happiness. We can just be happy. We can just be happy man. Or happy woman, if you're listening to this, of course. So, how about exercising the idea of stopping to search for happiness? You can't find something that's already there. But, like I say at the end of every one of my shows, you matter and you're enough. And the story that you start telling yourself today, upon this belief of happiness, well, that's the story that you can create. And create the life that you are meant to live. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please, if you want to pay me a compliment at all, please just subscribe to this show. Maybe share it with a friend or family member, or share it on your Facebook. That would help the most. And tag me. You can find me at LoganTylerNelson.com or on Facebook. I'll put that in the show notes as well. And always, you are invited to the Scratch Your Own Itch Facebook group, Creating a Life Worth Living. And one more thing. If you leave a review, and it's a cool review, I would love to read it for the show. Because I want to connect with you, because I believe that community is going to give you the life that you want to create. Because to do it alone, it's not impossible, but it's much harder. And a lot less fun, too. So definitely connect with me, and I would love to meet you. So, again, can't say it enough. You matter and you're enough.